yeah, so for today's vlog, I'm gonna keep it nice and simple. I'm just gonna be under my red light therapy for around like 30 minutes, you know, let it hit all my entire body for 30 minutes. We'll probably relax it a little bit more, and yeah, I'll just talk about a couple of things. Main thing is, what's my goal this year, what's the targets, and mainly everything business related, but more of what type of strategy I'm going to use to actually achieve those goals. You know, I've been seeing on the internet about this Clawbot thing, right? And certain people are saying it's either a really good agent to have, which runs a lot of work behind the scenes and even when you're sleeping. If we had something like this a couple of years back, well, let me say not we, if I had something like this a couple of years ago, especially when I was in the prime era of Instagram and building pages and stuff like that, oh gosh, I'm telling you, I think my IP for my house would have been blocked. They actually did block me at one point, to be honest with you, and I was doing everything manually, so I can only imagine what it would have been like for me if I had one of those kind of AI bots back then. It would have been crazy, actually. Yeah, it would have been really crazy. And what's this sound? Yeah, we can keep this music on, actually. Keep that music on. Let's start the session. Oh gosh. You can do like red light therapy with clothes on or clothes off, you know what I mean? Oh, most of the time when I do this, I always end up falling asleep like 10 minutes in. I'm telling you, the amount of warmth that comes from this, if I had a larger one, like the size of my body, and you can get like a stand that allows the red light to hover over you like this. If you know about red light therapy, you know what I'm talking about. And it's like that. And then because these advanced ones have timers, you can put it on like for 30 minutes, and then while you're sleeping or when you're trying to fall asleep, I don't know what it does to you, but it switches everything off, and it's really good. It's really good. I got it 1.5 years ago. Been using it on and off ever since. But I'm trying to keep this like a thing where it's like a part of my routine, especially at night time. Especially going gym. If I'm going gym around five days a week, can be a bit hectic. Certain muscles in my legs right now they're tight, man. They're tight. But it'll be alright. Yeah, with my work, what I'm trying to do is start online businesses where I can scale it up. So if I can figure all of those things out, the main thing for me was figuring out the actual systems behind these platforms, these social media account platforms, right? I truly believe YouTube's algorithm and TikTok's algorithm is exactly the same. Even Instagram's in somewhat way. Because I don't know if you've noticed, if a video on TikTok goes viral, if you post it first on like Instagram, it will definitely go viral on Instagram as well. Maybe not on the same day, but 2-3 days later, it will go viral 100%. Yeah, and I noticed this when I was growing my first art page on TikTok, and I was using AI and a combination of footage from other artists. So it was like a showcase for artists, but with an AI voice behind it, narrating what they do, how they do it, and the artwork that they create. Very, very good technique. I actually saw someone do it first, and I thought they were using that same technique, but obviously not. So then I created this somewhat niche category, and a lot of art pages are doing it now. You know, I always say, once you've got an idea, just do it, and then you can develop it in the future. You know, that's a big thing that I started doing from a long time ago, and it worked. A lot of it worked, actually. A lot of it worked. A lot of it was very successful early on, and it allowed me to live a certain life that if I had just got a normal job and just pursued, you know, just going up the ranks in the corporate world, I guess you would say, maybe not even that. Like, sometimes I wonder if I had pursued fully into like animation, which what I studied at university, what would really be my life? Would I experience certain things and all that? And I don't think I would have, because I think I would have been under so much stress of that work and someone being on top of me saying, do this, the targets are this and that. Even though talking about that kind of stuff, with me working for myself, the stress levels were very high, because if you don't hustle, you don't gain, right? So at first, when I was doing social media on Instagram alone, it was a game, but obviously money was there as well. So it wasn't just like a hobby thing. And then it became a business where I was putting a lot of equity in to purchasing pages and then selling them. That's when it became a bit stressful, because when you like buy things for 5,000, 10,000, and you're holding on to them, and then you know there's scammers around or there's hackers around that they can take their account from you, and even the people that you're purchasing it from, they can even scam you if you're not clued up. So many of my friends got scammed. I always tried warning everyone like what the new scams are and what to look out for when you're dealing with people from across the world, because you know you're conversing with them through text. You'll never see them physically. They could say their name is this, but their name isn't really that, you know? So it's all of these like little elements that would be in the balance when you're doing that kind of work. And vice versa of them purchasing from me, you know? You don't know who I am, where I'm from. I can tell you wherever I'm from, and you'd have to believe it, right? But with that, it was more of a thing of, I made sure that the customer service within that work went really well for the person that was purchasing from me. So I think that's why I always outshined the competition around me during that period of time. It got saturated after a while. Still was doing my work, but it got more harder. It got more tedious, more risky as well. And then once you've hit the peak, you know, when you're selling the biggest pages, it's like, you've had enough, you know what I mean? And that's where I got to. Had enough, I wanted to start something new. So yeah, it's been good, it's been a good journey. You know, been able to control my time, that's the biggest thing I could say. I control my time. Like people used to say like, oh, you might be working, and I used to say like, I control my time. At one point I was working a lot. I weren't going to sleep until like 2-3 o'clock at night. In the morning, I mean, sorry. And my eyes used to twitch during the day. I used to think, what's going on? Eyes used to burn, and thought, you know when you get to a certain stage, and it gets to a thing of like, are you chasing the money? It become that at one point. But the amount of money that was getting spent was equivalent, so it was a race, you know what I mean? It was a race. But a good time, a very good time. you know. I managed it very well, actually, especially with the life that I had and certain situations that happened during that period of time, you know. It was a good time, it was a good time. Like now in my newest ventures, the actual end of the goal is to be able to do everything from my computer, just like I used to do with the social media stuff, and on new platforms, a new trajectory, a new system in place, having everything in place where that I can do it comfortably and it feels like it's just a part of my routine and it's not a part of work. You know, just like when I was starting off with the Instagram, building for clients and corporate companies and private individuals, I need to get that joy back. So I'm working on it right now. Luckily I got a little bit of a cushion behind me, you know. I always say, always try and chase something when you've got a cushion, because not doing it with a cushion behind you, if you ain't young, it's a headache. It's a headache. You're gonna have too much stress, you know. So this is my chance to actually get to that stage. And to be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, I have no doubt that I'm gonna do it, just because I got that much confidence about myself. I've always been that way, I always will be that way. Like once I put my head to something, I know I'm gonna get it done. And it's gonna be the best, and I am gonna be the best doing it. Because I always figure out the ways, I always know how to innovate on things, how to make things better. That's one thing I'm very confident within myself. I'm very confident. Like I know, once I put my head to it, no one can beat me on the grind. No one can beat me on the consistency. And no one can beat me on making things that are already there even better. Would I say I'm an innovator? No, not really. But I'm very creative. And once I fixate on something, no one's got no chance. That's the honest truth. No one's got no chance. You know? I think that's a pretty good trait to have. I think that's my favourite trait that I have, and characteristic, 100%. The feeling of, if I really want to do something, I can get it done. I just got to know that I want it, and I got to tell myself. And then once I say, all right, we're going all in, that's me talking to myself, by the way, we're going all in, then it's over with. I ain't going to stop until I get what I need and what I want. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good journey. I know it's not like the typical other 3 vlogs that has been published already, but I feel like this one gives a little bit of an insight of what I'm thinking, what I want to do, what I've done. This is just like a snippet. The amount of stories I have for the business that I used to do, oh my gosh. Maybe I'll keep that for another day, because that might be a 40-minute video in itself. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, this is the 4th vlog. Not doing too bad, right? Still getting used to the camera. Still getting used to making sure to publish. You know, when they're faceless channels, it's a bit more easier to maintain, but when it's yourself, I've got to remind myself, oh, record this, record that, record this, record that. So, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve for sure. But it's actually enjoyable, you know. It's actually enjoyable. And knowing the fact that in years to come, I can look back at these videos, and then I know myself, I'm going to turn around and say, I told myself I was going to be able to do it. I think that's the best thing. This might be the best thing and the best idea I've had so far in my life. Documenting myself, so I don't lose out on key moments of my life. That's what I think.